Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your latest Chelsea transfer news. Well, the secret Premier League club that is potentially preparing an offer for Julian Alvarez that was reported yesterday is none other than Chelsea Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get cracking into it. Breaking, the Premier League club who's interested in Julian Alvarez is Chelsea. PSG have also made an inquiry. This is coming from Gaston Idul, the guy we said yesterday. He's very, very good when it comes to Argentinian players. Ladies and gentlemen, how do you feel about this? It looks like now it is out in the open that we are the one in the Premier League that is interested in Julian Alvarez. Look, there's a lot of things that is going for us in this deal. Whether this happens or not, that's a different debate. Whether Manchester City actually sell him, he's a top player. I can't imagine Manchester City really letting him go, because if you're just one injury away from Haaland, losing Haaland, then Julian Alvarez is a fine replacement. We already saw it last season when Haaland wasn't there for a while. Julian Alvarez did a fantastic job. He fits our way of style. Like a lot of people have been saying on social media, look, Miz, we don't need this type of player. We need someone who's able to have a bit of height in the box. When the crosses come in, we need them to do, we need a tall player to put those crosses away. I hear you. I absolutely hear you. But who's saying that this is what we're going to do next season? Just pumping crosses left, right, and center. A lot of people are saying, well, if Olise comes in, one of the things that Olise likes to do is cut in and cross. Yes, that's one of his weapons. That's not his only weapon. There are other things that we can do. I think, honestly speaking, it's not like we're going to deviate away from crosses. Depends on whether Jackson plays up front. And I know Jackson has deficiencies in heading, but that's something he needs to get better at. If we think that Jackson's going to develop in the seasons coming up, then we have to hope that he develops in his heading ability. Julian Alvarez fits, I believe, the way Maresca probably wants to play. A lot more control, a lot more possession-based, a lot more positional-based football, more penetration through the middle. We saw City when they had Aguero. Their game plan back then, they didn't worry too much about crossing. They were trying to rip through teams through the center, get through to the byline, cutbacks, all sorts. And don't forget, you can still do those. Inverted crosses. You just need to have a few players in the far post. We remember Raheem Sterling used to clean up a lot in the far post. So look, I like this prospect a lot. Julian Alvarez, I know last season he got a decent amount of minutes, but that's because Haaland was injured. Potentially, he doesn't want to be a second fiddle. He wants to be the main striker. And coming to Chelsea Football Club, I'm pretty sure he will be the main guy. There's a lot of contingencies, a lot of Manchester City contingencies at Chelsea that work for him. Joe Shields is here. Don't know how much of involvement he would have had with Joe Shields, but Maresca, he would know who Maresca is from the treble season. He would know who Cole Palmer is. Obviously, his friend Enzo Fernandez. Whether Enzo Fernandez is telling him to come to Chelsea Football Club or don't, because I'm thinking about leaving. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, Enzo Fernandez is going to be a Chelsea player for a long time. And look, if it means that you can enhance Enzo Fernandez's game as well, because both of those can read each other's game, that's sensational. But there is huge concerns. The money that Manchester City might be asking for Julian Alvarez, whether Manchester City actually will sell Julian Alvarez, that's another issue. People are saying somewhere around 80 million euros, pounds, I think something like that. That is a lot of money. Wages will be a huge concern. I think he's already on smart wages at Manchester City. Whether he's able to get more in Chelsea Football Club, we'll see. I'm pretty sure for the right players, maybe there could be an exception. But you need to get rid of a lot of players. You need to get rid of a lot of players to open up the room for Julian Alvarez. You definitely need to get rid of Armando Broja. You probably even need to get rid of David Datro Fofana. Gallagher definitely needs to go on. And we're thinking about bringing in Olise as well. Look, that prospect of having Olise, Julian Alvarez up front, Cole Palmer just behind, and Nkunku on the left, it is sensational. It is actually sensational. So, and if we play more control, more compact, more in the opposition half, I think that could be seriously devastating. That attacking quartet, basically. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Julian Alvarez. If there is a sniff of an opportunity to talk to his agents and see where situations are with Manchester City, we need to be there. We need to be there. I highly doubt he'd go to PSG. And the only reason would be is for money. Luis Enrique obviously is I rate Luis Enrique, but PSG is um, it's an easy league, man. French league. It's not really something that's gonna test him a lot. So I'm not really sure about the PSG situation, but if there's history now with Chelsea and Manchester City, players coming our way, players going their way, Kovacic, Nathan Ake, um, there seems to be a little bit of partnership that's building. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Gaston Nadal continues to go. Manchester City don't want to sell him. There you go. The Argentine forwards camp will listen to offers, and if there's something, we will talk to City. Well, there you go. Let's see if Chelsea can put out a plan. Apparently we are that secret club that is interested. Are we going to fix up an offer and present it to Julian Alvarez's agency, and if that's actually even going to be enticing for them to pursue a transfer negotiation with Manchester City. We'll see what happens down the track. Chelsea are ready to fight Man United for 60 million, Michael Olise. So for Michael Olise, I think there is only the two teams. A lot of people are starting to say that maybe Manchester City could be in the mix. Probably you can't disregard Manchester City. They might be looking for more attacking players. KDB could be leaving. Bernardo Silva, we'll see what happens with him as well. So maybe don't disregard Manchester City, and he has the desire to play in the Champions League. So there's no reports at the moment, but I'm not actually worried about Man United. I'm probably worried about Manchester City down the track. 60 million, I think, is fair shout, and we should be looking to do that business for 60 million for someone like Michael Olise. In Chelsea's pursuit of Michael Olise, the Blues want to balance their pursuit of the world's best emerging talent with players already versed in the rigors and challenges of the Premier League. Makes sense. And he's young. This type of young player, I've got no issues. You're young, you've got Premier League experience, ample Premier League experience, and you're an absolute superstar. And for me, an absolute game changer. Chelsea Chiefs feel that Michael Olise would prove a good fit at Stamford Bridge, slotting in alongside Noni Madueke as a strong option on the right wing. Absolutely agreed. Coming from Nick Purewell. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea, Man United, and Arsenal are all awaiting Benjamin Sesko's decision in the coming days. I guess these are the players that we are really, really interested in now. Obviously, Olise and Sesko, I think they're the top two targets. Julian Alvarez has just floated in the last 24 to 48 hours. I think our first number one target is to go for someone like Benjamin Sesko. Benjamin Sesko, look, there's a lot of things that's good about him. Aerially, he's going to be a monster. But I do feel there will be an adaptation time. He's not going to just come into the Premier League and just, start banging goals left, right, and center. There will be a moment where he needs to adapt. He needs to understand. Whereas with Julian Alvarez, he can just slot in and get things going with all that experience he's already got under his belt in the Premier League. So with Sesko, I don't think it's just a clear cut that, he's going to come in and he's going to just light up Stamford Bridge. I don't know, man. It's going to take a bit of time. And on top of that, look, Benjamin Sesko, if I was really him, I'm probably thinking Arsenal's a big shout. Arsenal's a team that is well settled. They're looking for a striker. The adaptation time at Arsenal is probably going to be a little less than what it's going to take at Chelsea Football Club. At Chelsea Football Club, we have a new manager, a whole heap of new players, new style of football that we're looking to play. It's going to take a bit of time to understand. Whereas Arsenal, it's set. They just need a striker up front, and everything else is set. Everything else is quite balanced. And they're in the Champions League, and they're fighting for the Premier League. You'd think for Benjamin Sesko, if there is an opportunity to go to Arsenal, you'd pick Arsenal. Man United, I wouldn't even think about it at the moment. There's just too much mess at Man United. Chelsea, look, I wouldn't mind Sesko one bit, but I just don't think it's going to click immediately. We do need to be very, very patient. Whereas someone like Julian Alvarez, I think he knows what it requires. Maresca knows Julian Alvarez, and they'll get things going. All three clubs have presented their projects to him, and he has had contact with them to understand the ideas. Open race at the moment, Fabrizio Romano. It is an open race. Cesco's got a plethora of clubs to choose from. Let's see exactly what decision Cesco makes. As I said, Arsenal are looking for a striker as well. Conor Gallagher is prepared to stay at Chelsea if the conditions for a move do not meet his requirements, raising the prospect of the midfielder leaving his boyhood club on a free transfer next summer. Coming from Jacob Steinberg, yeah, this is also a possibility where he may look to stay. But I'll tell you why this possibility is not good for Conor Gallagher, because he's going to be frozen out. He'll be. Maresca will say, "Look, you're not part of the plans." And for him not to play an entire season, I don't think that'll go down nicely for him. He'd want to be in the mix of England after the Euros. He's already in the England squad for the Euros. Kudos to both Conor Gallagher and Cole Palmer. Both of them are in the Euros squad. I think maybe Ben Chilwell might be in there as well. I haven't fully seen the squad yet, but yeah, quite a few Chelsea contingencies there. Cole Palmer, big shout out, big up to Cole Palmer for making it to England squad, and also Conor Gallagher. Yeah, look, I don't think it's wise for him to stay at Chelsea. I know you can think about, okay, well, at the end of the season, he can go out on a free, demand signing on fees, demand a larger wage. Of course. But to be away from not playing, because I'm pretty certain if he stays, I'm pretty certain the Chelsea hierarchy will say, look, do you know what? You're not in the plans. You're not going to play. Potentially forcing him to get out of the football club. And I think that might be detrimental for Conor Gallagher not playing football for an entire season. Will there be clubs after where the situation's going to be for everything? I don't think it'll be wise. If he gets a clear green light from Chelsea that he's not part of the plans, I think it's at his best interest to find a club. And there is a lot of clubs after him. Aston Villa, Spurs, Atletico Madrid, many more that are after him. So it's not like your market's bad, my man. Your market's good. So if you're not in the plans of Chelsea, you need to look elsewhere. And I don't think it's wise for you to just stick around and not be part of the plan. Raheem Sterling's camp says there has been no approach from Fenerbahce or any conversation around a move to Turkey. Obviously, we know Jose Mourinho is in Fenerbahce. I'm thinking about going to Turkey and watching one of these matches. Fenerbahce, it'd be amazing, the atmosphere with Jose Mourinho there. I think it'll be sensational, once in a lifetime sort of situation. So let's see what happens. Furthermore, there was no interest from Sterling either. Look, Raheem Sterling to Turkish league, I don't think so. Raheem Sterling is set. 300k plus per week wages. His family is here. There's no reason for him to move. He doesn't come across that type of a player that will change everything to go to Turkey. They're not even going to be able to afford that kind of wages, number one. So that's not going to happen. He'll have to take a huge wage cut, and which he won't. It'll have to be like a Saudi. It'll have to be a Saudi club that comes in and blows his mind. And then only maybe he might go, because the money would be ridiculous. But besides that, I don't think anything's going to change. Raheem Sterling will stay at Chelsea Football Club. I hope it works out for us. I really do hope it works out for us on that left side. Next up, Kepa Arrizabalaga is desperate to leave Chelsea this summer and will hold talks with newly appointed manager Enzo Maresca in the coming days as they seek the best solution going forward. Look, the goalkeeper situation is such a mess at Chelsea Football Club. For me, I don't think we need to revisit this anymore. He's been in and around the club. He's obviously been on loan at Real Madrid. It didn't work out at Real Madrid to the point he got dropped. I think his market's getting damaged. Premier League market is ruined for him. La Liga market is ruined for him. Where now? Maybe Bundesliga, maybe French League. I'm not really sure anymore. Maybe Saudi, but 100%. I don't want to revisit this situation. I don't think Kepa Arrizabalaga needs to be looked at again under Maresca. I think it's time that we clean this mess up. We're not even, look, whether we go for a new goalkeeper, we'll see. But at the moment, the talk is Robert Sanchez will be the number one goalkeeper, long-term contract. Maresca wants to work with him, apparently, which kind of makes sense because we've got too many keepers. Petrovic, Kepa, Sanchez. So we have to start cleaning up this mess. We need to somehow get rid of Kepa Arrizabalaga, who's actually on some big wages as well. Chelsea is interested in Daud Upamecano. Look, I looked at this coming from CFC Bayern. Look, all I'm going to say is that this guy, yeah, his news is a bit of a hit and miss. I know it's Bundesliga news. It could be right. But Upamecano is 25. So he'll be turning 26, whether this year or next year, whatever the case is. And he's still got a contract in Bayern Munich. So look, I know we got Tosin, but that was an exception because he was on a free and he was 26, no problems. He was on a free. Unless Upamecano is a free agent, I don't think this is going to happen. I think this is not the defender that we are looking for. And they're just trying to create some interest for Upamecano, coming from Christian Folks. Next up, club face having to sell players before the end of June to comply with profit and sustainability rules. It's understood Chelsea, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Everton, Nottingham Forest, and Leicester City are the clubs under pressure. Yeah, look, we all know our name's been thrown out there. Newcastle's name's been thrown out there, and all these other names as well. All of these teams are looking to get rid of players before June 30th. Can we make it happen? I guess this is why we were looking at selling out hotels and Cobham and whatnot, because those are easier to get rid of now as opposed to getting rid of players before 30th of June, knowing that there's Euros coming up. There's also all of these transfer businesses that are really going to happen during Euros and Copa America. I'm not really sure, but we do need to get rid of players for next financial fair play, because this issue will continue for us. We need to sell players or increase our revenue, which is a bit of a concern. So look, yeah, a lot of teams will be selling a lot of players, and there could be some bargains out there. Thiago Silva is already earmarked for a future backroom role at Stamford Bridge, but Chelsea see no reason why Silva cannot be long-term head coach candidate. Silva has shown a natural aptitude for coaching in his analytical approach and tactical acumen. Look, I think he will probably be a manager in the future, a coach in the future. I just don't want him to join Chelsea immediately. My man, study, get all your badges, get your know-how under the bag, and then start off somewhere decent, like somewhere mid-range, and work on that team and try and achieve something, and then move on to the next step. Slowly but surely, yes, eventually enough, you can potentially, if you're doing well, then you can come to Chelsea. I don't think just doing your managerial courses and then coming straight to Chelsea, I don't think that is wise. But I like this. I do like this. While wanting to be a conveyor belt for young playing talent, Chelsea also want that multi-club setup to allow them to nurture and develop potential Blues head coaches in the long run. Okay, well, yeah, why not? Strasbourg manager. Yeah, start from Strasbourg. Got no issues with that. He's joining Fluminense, so he's still playing until he becomes a manager. But yeah, why not? If we do end up getting that multi-club, more clubs under the banner, yeah, Thiago Silva can be a manager there. Exclusive Chelsea earmarked Thiago Silva as potential future manager in the long-term coaching vision. Yeah, look, future manager, we need to calm down. There's a lot of hard work that needs to happen with Thiago Silva before he can think about becoming a manager of Chelsea Football Club. I would love to see him back at Chelsea in certain manner. Like if it's an assistant managerial role, okay, no problems. But to be straight up manager, I don't think so. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of all the Chelsea news, transfer news today. Let me know your thoughts about Julian Alvarez. That's the news that's popping off. Let me know what you feel about that in the comment section. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, take care. See ya. Bye.